Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has broken last week's high, so we are still coming down in my opinion here in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. Each of the subwaves contains of 3 waves. We've got a diagonal pattern here, at least that is my current interpretation of the chart. And we've got various possibilities here on the chart. Well, 2 main possibilities. The first one is that is what I told you. If we break last week's high, my first take would be to move the wave B that was here to here. Okay, so that this is just a corrective move to the upside, because the green area was always the target area for this wave B. You will remember when we moved up here, we talked about this. And we reached it and we got rejected very strongly. Now we make another attempt to get into it. We got rejected already, but we make another attempt to get into it. And when we got rejected here, I told you that it could very well be that the wave B isn't finished. So I could not guarantee that we are heading down straight away. We need to be ready at any point that the wave B might extend further. And I think this is what we're seeing now, where we then have here just an A, B, C. And we're now in the C wave to let that play out. And we can also calculate a target for that wave B by measuring the length of wave A and comparing it to the length of a wave C. Now, we've got a couple of targets here. First target would be 20.6K, the 1-to-1 ratio. The next one is the 1.618 extension. That's much higher. That would take us to 21,950. Okay, so we can use the entire range basically. That's what it means. And this is still nothing bullish. I don't see anything more bullish here than in the immediate short term. So in the immediate short term, we can push higher, especially as we violated the previous high now. But I'm still a bit skeptical. I think this is still all setting us up for another low. It is a big mess. Bear in mind, we have also something you can draw a trend line. So we've got a bit of a trend line going on here, which is also in addition restricting the price's moves to the upside. So when that is broken, then yeah, got a good chance to get to that 20.6 and maybe even 21.9K level in a wave B before we would then start the sell-off in a wave C. So that's my primary expectation at the moment until I see something different. It is technically possible, and I said that as well many times, that a more substantial low is in here for Bitcoin. The point here is we don't have evidence that this was a more substantial bottom. It's technically possible. There are counts possible for that. And the other count that we have for that is that we see this as a leading diagonal, that we have a wave 1 up here, the wave 2 down here, and that we're now in the wave 3 to the upside, which is not yet complete. So we don't have 5 waves up yet, which is we can't be sure that this is the pattern. So what I would want to see, I would want to see 5 waves up. We're far away from that. Until we see 5 waves as complete, I'm not really in a position to confirm to you that we have a breakout. Now, what you need to understand at this stage, which is important for your risk management, is that this breakout is technically possible, and it is much more in the focus now that we broke above this high. Okay, so that makes it much more likely. However, as you can see, we need to fill first 3 waves, and until that is the case, you know, when we have 3 waves filled, this can still be an ABC to fill wave B. The dip which comes after that will be the test, because we then only see a wave 4. It indicates us that wave 5 is still coming, and then we have 5 waves complete, and we can make the direct breakout much more likely, you know. This would be even more confirmed if we break above 22.1K. Now this is one interpretation, and if we see the 5 waves up, then we will probably see, you know, this would count as a wave 1 then, and then we would get a wave 2 down, which would be a higher low, and then get the real breakout. And all of that could take us to at least 25K. Yeah, so when we have wave 1 complete, wave 2, the next wave 3, and so on, that can take us to at least 25K in a medium-term breakout. So these are the 2 possibilities. So either we go further into the area at any moment here in time in the green area. We need to be able to, we need to be ready that we get rejected. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a huge area. There's a lot of uncertainty going on here, and we just need to wait if we get 5 waves filled or not. And sometimes it's just best to not do anything. There are much better charts out there than Bitcoin at the moment. There's the other possibility here, where we also have a diagonal pattern, but we count it a bit differently. We say this was a wave 1, this was a wave 2, wave 3 already done. We're now in a wave 4 and come down in 5. This is much closer to the Ethereum's chart, because basically we also expect here to be a WXY, and then we would expect one more lower low, maybe around the 17K area. But again, here it's also too early to confirm, and the targets are basically the same that I just gave you. So this is the other possibility that we have on the radar. So I'm observing all of these very closely, but at the moment we have to say, be very honest, Bitcoin has failed. So Bitcoin has failed to follow through on bearish setups, which is just a fact that we just need to take in and say that the imminent sell-off scenarios have basically been invalidated, which doesn't mean we couldn't at any time at any moment in time get a sell-off, but it would start here. We basically did reset the wave B, which can top at any time, and from here then we can start down. But the fact is that we haven't started the 1-2 setup, and the next wave 3 down, we haven't started that yet. So Bitcoin failed to follow through on the bearish options, which doesn't invalidate the bearish possibility in the chart. It purely invalidates those micro patterns we had on the chart as a possibility to come down and to follow through below swing lows. Important still would be for a confirmation of any breakout to the downside to break below the $18,870 level, which is this one. And that's my update about Bitcoin. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.